Hello, good morning, and welcome to today's edition of 10 with Ben. It is a Monday edition, the 16th of September, 2024. I come to you, as always, from my office on the showroom floor at Mazda of Palm Beach, the #1 certified pre-owned dealer in the nation. But we're not here to talk about that. No, today's daily 10 minutes with me, your guy, Ben K, is going to start off how it always does with the daily baseball reference, Immaculate Grid, and we're going to finish up with whatever it is I feel like talking about. I think you have a good idea of what that is on this Monday, September 16th. Let's get started. For those of you unfamiliar with the Immaculate Grid, it is a daily 9-square grid brought to us by the fine folks at Baseball Reference, where we need to match the correct player throughout baseball history to the intersecting square on the grid. 9-square grid, we get 9 guesses. We can't use the same player twice. And if we go 9 for 9, we'll be assigned a rarity score at the end, which will let us know just what our level of knowledge is here. The lower the rarity score, the more unique and elite your baseball knowledge is. The higher the rarity score. Hey, good job going 9 for 9. Your guesses pretty common. As always, here at 10 with Ben, we strive for the single-digit rarity score. We've got the Marlins on the grid today, so should be pretty easy for us. Our Red Sox and Marlins knowledge is top-notch. The first square on the grid, a player who played for the Miami Marlins and the Kansas City Royals, or the Florida Marlins. Of course, the common guess there would probably be Jeff Conine, maybe even Jim Eisenreich. I am going to go with former catcher Jorge Fabregas, or George. All right. Player who played for the Marlins and the Orioles. This is another good Jeff Conine guess here, but I am going to go with my guy, Robert Andino. And finally, a player on this first row, a player who played for the Marlins organization and the Twins organization. So there are a couple of Livan Hernandez, little Louis Castillo. I'm going to go with former first baseman Greg Colburn. Yes. All right, so the second row here on today's grid, the San Francisco Giants, a player who played for the San Francisco Giants and the Kansas City Royals. I'm going to go with former first-round draft pick and top prospect, but maybe average to below average major league player. That's outfielder Michael Tucker. Yes. Player who played for the San Francisco Giants and the Baltimore Orioles. I don't know why I'm drawing a blank here. I think Sidney Ponson played for both. Oh, I know. We actually used him. I think we've used this guy a lot here in the last week or so. Former utility infielder Davey Cruz. Davey spelled D-E-I-V-I. All right. San Francisco Giants and Minnesota Twins. Chili Davis, I think, works here. What was that guy's name? Starting pitcher, Kevin Correa. Yeah, I knew that. All right, so the final row here on the grid, sorry about the glare, player with a 40 or higher career WAR who played for the Kansas City Royals. Obviously, you've got your George Bretts and your Johnny Damons and your Carlos Beltrans, probably Salvador Perez at this point in his career, and pitchers, right? Zach Greinke, David Cone, those kind of guys. I am going to go with former American League Rookie of the Year, most known for his time with the Minnesota Twins and the New York Yankees. I'm going to go with Chuck Knobloch. I will always, in my mind, say, if you remember the old This Week in Baseball show with Mel Allen, back in Knobloch's rookie year, a fan in the Metrodome, when he was with the Twins, had a sign that said, "Nobby's got a lock on Rookie of the Year." I don't know, it's always something that comes to my mind. A player with a 40 or higher career WAR for the Orioles. Again, a lot of guys that'll fit that bill. I am going to go with a guy most known for his time with the Pittsburgh Pirates, and that is outfielder Andy Van Slyke. All right, we're working on a pretty low rarity score here, like super low. 40 career WAR for the Minnesota Twins. So one of my hacks here on these 40 career WARs or higher than 6 WAR in a season is to go with starting pitchers. You know, it's crazy because this has the potential for a super low rarity score, and this guy's going to be right on the line here. I'm pretty sure he has a higher than 40 career WAR, and that is starting pitcher Brad Radke. Brad Radke is correct. Single digit rarity score of 4. How about that? Good way to start the week. So what do we want to talk about? Well, our most common topic here on 10 with Ben is my beloved Boston Red Sox. And I have been through a roller coaster this year. Now we are in late September, right? We're past the midway point. The Red Sox went into Yankee Stadium this weekend and dropped 3 out of 4. Really could have won 3 of those games instead of losing 3 of those games, right? The one win that they got on Saturday, that Aaron Judge grand slam on Friday when they were up, 4-1, was awful. And then the extra innings loss on Thursday. So here's the deal, right? The Red Sox are now 500 ball club. I pulled up the standings here. These are the AL wild card standings. The Red Sox are at 75 and 75, 4.5 games out of a playoff spot with, you can do the math on that, 12 games to go. We take a look at the Red Sox schedule. They are off today. They then have 3 games. 3 games with the Tampa Bay Rays. Now, here's the deal. This is what we have said the entire time leading up to this point. Gotta win every series, right? In this case with the Rays, almost feels like you have to sweep that series. Definitely have to win it. So here's the deal. We go back to these wild card standings, and look, they've got 2 teams in front of them that are chasing that final wild card spot. They're 2 games behind both the Seattle Mariners and the Detroit Tigers. But they're 4.5 games behind the Minnesota Twins for that final wild card spot. And we take a look at the schedule. After they play the Rays, they have a 3-game set with the Minnesota Twins over the weekend. Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So here's what's got to happen, okay? You've got to, at the bare minimum, win that Rays series. You really need to sweep it. You got to figure out how to pick up at least 1 game in these wild card standings. At least 1. Ideally 2, but at least 1, okay? You go into this 3-game series against the Twins, 3.5 back of the wild card, maybe 2.5 back, and you got to sweep it. You got to sweep it. You got to sweep it. You got to come out of there. Look, you can't control what's happening with the 2 teams in front of you for that wild card spot. You cannot control what's going to happen with the Detroit Tigers, what's going to happen with the Seattle Mariners. But you have a 3-game head-to-head series against the team that is holding that 3rd and final wild card spot. So here's what I'm telling you. As of right now, as of today, which is an off day for the Red Sox, these games still matter. There are still stakes attached. They're still playing meaningful baseball in September. Look, could that change by the time they go into this weekend series with the Twins? Yeah, it could. I don't think it's gonna. I think that they are gonna take care of business in Tampa. I think that they're gonna go into that Twins series with a legit opportunity to come out of that series in possession of a playoff spot or within striking distance, a game out at worst, and then they finish up the season, let's see here, after the Twins, they finish up the season with 3 against the Blue Jays in Toronto and 3 with the Rays to wrap up the 162-game regular season in Fenway. So this is what it comes down to. Right now we got to see what this team is made of. Every time we want to count them out, they fight their way back into it, right? This is not the time to give in. This is not the time to give up. This is the time for the Boston Red Sox to go full throttle. Thanks for watching 10 with Ben. We will be back tomorrow with another episode. As always, make sure to like, subscribe, tell your friends, tell them to like, subscribe, and tell their friends. Again, we'll be back tomorrow with another episode of 10 with Ben.